Manchester United enter the final stages of their pursuit for Frankie de Jong. We know Malacia is through the door. Eriksen has verbally agreed pending a medical. Clubs are negotiating and close with Lisandro Martinez. And according to Tom McDermott, the final stages of the de Jong deal have arrived. Fabrizio Romano has given a big update on Man United's risky Frankie de Jong approach, but really clarifies the position between the two football clubs after what was really 48 hours of big speculation. But this is the deal Manchester United want. Erik ten Hag convinced as far back as the 11th of June, it was first reported, and then it widely spread across Europe, that Frankie de Jong was convinced to join Manchester United by Erik ten Hag on the 11th of June. But of course, long and hard negotiations with Barcelona have ensued over the past 3 to 4 weeks, but we now appear to be coming to the end of the road. Frank Kessie playing a big part in this as well. Make sure you're smashing the like and the share button. You subscribe to the Football Terrace. Let's do this. Today's show is sponsored by Private Internet Access. And this is something I use on my personal computers, work computers, and on my devices. Whenever you're using an open network for internet, whether at a cafe, whether you're at the airport, shopping center, wherever that may be, you need to encrypt yourself and ensure that your personal data is being protected at all times. Private internet access is available all around the world, and as I've mentioned, you can use it on your smartphone, your smart TV, laptops, iMacs, wherever it is that you use. This also gives you the availability to access content worldwide, so when you're traveling, it doesn't matter if you want to use your Netflix, the iPlayer, YouTube, wherever you are in the world, the VPN via private internet access gives you the ability to do so. Now, what the Football Terrace can do for you is give you an 82% discount on this product, plus 3 months free. All you need to do is click on the link in the description or scan the QR code on your screen during this video to sign up now. As explained here by Dunker, the move for Christian Eriksen by Erik ten Hag is not expected to impact Man United's desire to sign first-choice midfield target Frankie de Jong. The club continue to work on a deal for the Dutchman, as a number of high-profile exits this summer have left the club light in midfield. And this story, this notion, this information has never, ever changed. Man United were always looking for at least 2 new midfielders this summer. There is, of course, talk that Man United need more, but more when? United were never going to sign 3 or 4, 5 new midfield players in one summer, as well as strengthening at the back and looking at the attacking elements of the team. Manchester United know there are holes in this squad. They know that some players don't want to be here. They knew they were losing particular individuals, but nothing was going to be fixed summer one. It's a rebuild. It's a brand new philosophy, a new style, new recruitment, new coaching. This is going to take a number of years to get Man United to a point where things could ever be as close to perfect as possible, if indeed they ever get there. That isn't letting the Glazers off the hook. We know they've done a terrible job. They're awful owners. You know, the fact that Ronaldo's here and wanting to leave, the fact that Pogba was able to go for free, these are just a number. The fact that this is our, 4th or 5th rebuild inside 9 years proves that. But I'm talking very much about judging and assessing this summer in isolation and looking at the individuals now running the show at Manchester United. And they've been very clear in their briefings to their briefings to the press that 2 midfielders was always on the agenda. Christian Eriksen coming in is very important, a brilliant free signing, if you want to call it that. There is a £10 million signing on fee and wages of around £150,000 per week. All transfers, free or not, cost money. That's why I don't really talk about net spend too much. It's a little bit of a fallacy to me anyway, in fact, the way it's used. But that's another conversation for another day. What of Frankie de Jong? Where is this deal going? How is this deal going to progress? The reason I'll give you that build-up is because this is something that I agree with Fabrizio on here. It's been a risky approach by Manchester United. And as he states here, there's been a lot of conflicting information written and said about Frankie de Jong, but actually the situation is very clear. Barcelona have been negotiating with Manchester United for weeks and have an agreement on the 65 million euros fixed fee, but have not yet on the details around the 20 million add-ons, a structure to reach the 85 million total package. The negotiations go on. I think what's really intriguing about this is when you also look at what Rob Blanchett has had to say, that he states here that as we stated on the Promised Land podcast on 90 Min Football, the Frank Kessie deal was key to Frankie de Jong's exit. Barca want Lewandowski. Now they have to table an offer to buy, and they will need to move the midfielder on for significant money. Time for Manchester United to get Ten Hag his top target. Now, what's interesting is this couples very much what's been reported out of Spain for about 3 to 4 weeks, that Barca's financial situation is really what's held this up. Man United have been quite resolute. They've reduced a hell of a lot of money off of the base fee for the player from 100 million down to, as we know, sorry, from about 85 to 90 million down to that 56 million mark. And they've done a tremendous job of doing that. They're also being resolute when it comes to the add-ons. They're going to ensure the add-ons are as difficult as possible to get. They want this player as cheaply as possible. These are actions that we haven't seen at Manchester United for a long time. The reason why I brought the Glazers up at the beginning is this. I'm not going to suddenly become a Man United a Glazer lover. I'm not going to suddenly start pumping my money back into the football club. I'm still complaining and holding my foot on their neck metaphorically and withholding my money until I see consistently good business in summers, high standards, player power eradicated, and the team improving consistently on the football pitch over a 2 to 3 year period. Then we can start to say things are being run better. And as a personal choice, my money may return. But so far, it's been impeccable the way we've run this summer. Doesn't mean we've landed every target we've gone for. Doesn't mean there are not problems and legacy issues from the previous regime running the club on behalf of the Glazers, but we've really done the best we can with the hand that we have been dealt with. And the fact that the Frankie de Jong deal, which everybody's laughed at, everybody's scoffed at, everybody's called desperate and stupid and we should walk away, is coming to its conclusion. And Man United remain very, very comfortable and very, very positive that they can get this deal over the line. Now, I understand that Fabrizio Romano and a number of other top journalists have said that no personal terms have been discussed. Personally, my view is whoever's given them that information is playing semantics a little bit. It was widely reported, as I mentioned earlier, that on the 11th of June, Erik ten Hag had convinced Frankie de Jong that if indeed they can do a deal with Barca, and if indeed Barcelona still agree to sell, convinced him to join Manchester United. This was very widely reported. You can do the research yourself. There were reports from Spain, there were reports from the UK, everywhere. So I find it very hard to believe that part of Manchester United's transfer strategy, the same as most clubs, is to agree personal terms, at least in principle, or personal terms will be no problem first before they move on to talking to the football clubs. And that's very much how this process works. I can't believe that Ten Hag convinced the player to join. Man United have gone this deep into negotiations with Barca without any kind of personal terms having been discussed, with United still in no man's land as to whether or not the player is going to agree to come in or not. That's my belief based on all the information that we've received, and I can't think anything else. I can hear everybody else's arguments, I can see their point of view, and I can take on board the news that other journalists give, but it just doesn't make sense. Maybe Woodward, maybe Matt Judge in the past would have done this, but there is no way, in my opinion, Erik ten Hag, who knows the player personally, intimately, first name basis, known him for years, helped start his career, would allow Man United to go this deep. And as Fabrizio calls it, risky approach. There's no way he does that. We get the deal agreed. Great, to speak to Frankie. And Frankie goes, whoa, I don't want to come. There is not a cat's chance in hell that Erik ten Hag has allowed that to happen. And this is why I keep saying to people, differentiate yourself for one moment from how badly we've been run in the past. Ring fence what's going on now away from the last 9 years, because Erik ten Hag's been given a lot of that power, a lot of control early on in terms of getting his targets. This isn't a player he doesn't know. This is someone he knows very well. Donny knows very well. The amount of players, Lindelof knows well. The agent of de Jong has got players already in our squad. There is just absolutely zero chance Man United to get into the end of this process knowing that personal terms are up in the air in no man's land. It's impossible. It's an impossibility. I honestly will donate £5,000 to cash if it turns out that we get the bid accepted and the player point blank refuses, says no. I'm not talking Man United offer him great terms, and in the end he goes, you know what, I'm going to take a pay cut and stay at Barcelona. I'm talking, comes out and says, hang on, why you guys even bid? I told you 5 weeks ago I didn't want to join. If that comes out, I'll donate £5,000 to a charity of your choice, because I can't see it happening. I cannot see it happening for love nor money. That we get a report of the player going, why did you bid, Eric? I told you I was going to say no. That was a waste of the last 7-8 weeks. I just don't see it myself. I just don't see it. And the reason, not all of you would have lasted this long in the video. And I know there's going to be some comments in the comments, Terry's just spinning the glaze of PR. Listen, you guys can say what you want. I'm not going to get triggered by that. But I know that none of you can, anyone who doesn't believe what I'm saying, you can't provide a logical debunk. Tell me why Ten Hag, who has a number of players in his squad and himself that know the player, know his agent very, very well, would allow this situation to go on this long for a primary target that he's building his whole system around, not knowing if the player is going to say yes or no if we get the bid completed with Barca. If you can give me a logical reason as to why the manager would allow that to happen, forget the Glazers. Of course they would. They're idiots. But if you can give me a logical reason why the manager would allow that to happen, please, I'm willing to know. I need to know. I need you to educate me because it doesn't make sense. I trust Tom McDermott in what he says here. I believe we're entering the final stages now of the Frankie de Jong situation. Kesse has been a big, big part of that. I think the Eriksen deal as well. We spoke about this a few days ago. It was reported only when all the rejections were going on at Man United that unless Man United were able to bring in Martinez and de Jong, Eriksen would say no. He's now said yes. So is there a hidden message in there as well? I want your thoughts and I want your feelings. But Frankie de Jong, very close now for everything aligning. All this brilliant hard work from Ten Hag and his brand new team of people running Manchester United. And this is a drop in the ocean to making things up to fans. You know, as I say, we've got all these legacy problems that are still going on. We've got all these issues that are going to take years to resolve. It's going to take years to get fans back on side. It truly, truly is, and it should. But this is a step in the right direction. My hope is that Man United can now take this from being done deals and personal terms being okay, right through to a completed deal. The completed deal is the most important element of these transfers. It truly is. When it's complete, no one else can get involved. No one else can take a player away from you. But until next time, my people, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll see you.